Today, it's the part of the massage you've all been waiting for. It's a back massage, and we are going to learn how to do a full back massage that goes from the feet, along the legs, even the bum, and then of course the back itself. And that's all going to happen in 4 moves, and that is coming right up. Hey everyone, this is Shai. I am the founder of Still Light Center, School of Thai Yoga Massage, and I want to share with you this incredible back massage that is going to just leave your clients, your loved ones, your whoever you give it to drooling and just begging for more massage. But also for you, it's a way of massaging these parts of the body that people are needing more than anything else in most cases, in such a way that has you feeling so good to give, inspired to give, and just having so much fun. And you know, you really get to see some of the different aspects of Thai massage at work here in what I'm about to show you. And it's really 4 moves, but you get to, what I mean by getting to see all these aspects of the massage at work is because you get to use your whole body. And the first thing that we're going to do is walk on the feet. And if you've never walked on a person's feet before, I have to tell you, you know, it is kind of like being a kid. It's like playing footsie. It's kind of like going back to being 6 and 7 years old, and how much fun it can be to just be tactile and explore. But also it's an incredibly effective way to give a massage. It feels so good for them, and it's really easy for you, of course, because you're using your feet. So you have the whole weight of your body at your disposal to help you give the massage. And then from there, we move along to massage the legs and the bum. And with what, you know, oftentimes over my 15-year, 16-year career, people ask me if you could just pick one thing to give and maybe even one thing to receive. I can't tell you how many times this is the first thing that comes to mind. The move is called the Sanuk, and it literally means to have fun, and it is really just kind of playing and using your forearms and your elbows in such an incredible way to massage these, you know, I talked about it in the last video, how the legs are kind of these workhorses, the hidden heroes of the body that work and do all these amazing things for us but never complain, and yet there is so much tension there, and that when you can release tension in those areas, it's like a ripple effect, and it's this incredible, almost like a tranquilizer effect of relaxation for the whole body. So when you use the Sanuk technique on your clients to massage these areas that work so hard, you know, your bum muscles, you have no idea, but when you sit all day, you're putting all that weight on a very centered part of your area. And in fact, I've read that you were literally putting about 2,000 pounds per square inch in the sits bones, in those muscles, and in those bones all at the bottom of the bum. And again, that's how beautiful the body is that we do that, and yet for the most part, we would never even know it, as long as we get up once in a while, that we still feel good, we still feel like we can do things. But when you massage there, I'm telling you, your body is just going to thank you from head to toe, literally, because the whole body is connected. All the muscles there are connected to somewhere in the legs or somewhere in the back, and then the muscles in the back are connected higher up and lower down in the body. So it just really, it's like a full body effect of relaxation, of revitalization with this one move. And it's all a setup to then actually massage the back. And I'm going to teach you techniques for using your fists and your thumbs and your hands to give a full back massage that, again, helps you to use your whole body, helps you to feel good, and that you can extend to give as long a massage as your partner needs. So I get into all of that, and then finally the last move is the Cobra. And Cobra, if you know yoga, is a delicious deep back bend, and yet it's so important that if you're going to do this on someone else, that you do it safely, that you do it smartly. And the whole method that I have, which I talked about in the 4 pillars of this practice, and I'll post a link to that one as well, you know, it's all about easing in. How slow can you go? And it's never more important than when you're going to actually put someone into a supported back bend. You really need to make sure that you do that in the safest, easiest, most gradual way possible. And the techniques that I show you are going to teach you how to do just that, so that you can feel good to do that with people. And I will say, though, that in everything that I teach in these videos, and really even in class, putting someone in a Cobra is one of the most optional things that you could do. So not everyone's back is made for doing a back bend, and especially if the person that you're massaging has a back. So, you know, backs bend, of course, and a healthy back with little to no restriction is going to bend forward when you press into the lower back, kind of like I'm doing right now, where this is where we have some nice bend in the back. A back that's a lot stiffer is a back that's going to be more straight like this, and then even more stiff and with more issues is going to be rounded back towards you. So the back that's rounded this way, really, cobra, you would not do the cobra at all, and please don't practice that and just skip that. The back that bends forward like this, more often than not, that person is going to just melt and love the cobra as long as you ease into it and do it with the techniques that I show you. But the one where the back is relatively rigid and straight, that's the gray zone where you're going to want your partner's permission, and you need to understand that their cobra, if they decide that they want a cobra and you want to practice a cobra on them, that you're bringing them off the ground probably literally this much, you know, less than an inch, maybe an inch. Doesn't have to be much more than that for it to be a really deep, full experience. So we certainly don't want to think that by doing this on someone, we can turn them into having this kind of back that bends a lot if this is their back. Okay, so really meet your partner, meet your client where they are, and if you're going to explore edges, then you do it just a little bit at a time, and you do it in a way that is gradual with a lot of communication. I can't say it enough, but if you do that, then I'm just so ecstatic for you, so excited for that as part of an entire incredible head-to-toe back massage. So please check it out and let me know what you think. Post your comments below and post your questions below, and we go from there. Enjoy. Find your bolsters. Bring the bolsters into position. Help your partner to get comfortable. Leave a little gap in between those bolsters for a little extra airflow. Forehead goes in the middle. They can always use one bolster if that's a preference. You can put a pillow under the abdomen for those who would have a harder time lying on their front. And then the blanket is going to come back into position over the upper back as we get ready for the soul walk. Feet are going to point towards each other. If the arches are really high, if there's a big gap between the feet and the mat, then stick in a towel and just do 1 foot at a time. Otherwise, you can walk with your feet pointing forward, 1 foot at a time, or both feet at the same time, or you can use your heels 1 foot at a time, or both at the same time. You want to start really light, feel that tissue, give that tissue a chance to spread and relax before you sink in too deeply. And as you check in, you can have hand signals as well. You can ask them to point their thumb up if they want more pressure, thumb down for less, or the OK sign if the pressure is just right. We start with shorter pauses, just like everywhere else, before we sink in for some of those longer pauses. When you use your heels, the pressure can definitely be much deeper. So important to start with a really light touch and allow that tissue to relax before you sink in. If you go too quick, chance for cramping is there. Sometimes cramping can just happen naturally, and if that happens, then you're going to want to end your foot massage at that point, give them a chance to shake it out, and then move on to the next thing. As we finish up the soul walk, we're going to come on down to the mat for the Sanuk. So we're going to come in close, open warrior, scoop up the knee, cradle that baby, soft fist across the body, lift their leg up just as much as you need to, and circle your way in so that your thigh comes all the way up to the hip. If you feel like you can't get that high, then you can roll up a blanket or a pillow to fill in the gap. And then tuck in a blanket underneath the other hip in most cases, so that the hip doesn't dig into the mat. You can also put a pillow underneath the foot to extend the comfort on the leg that you're working on. We'll start with rolling pin, either side of the knee, all along the back of the leg. Then typically one hand will hang out as you roll onto the buttocks. You can always use the middle of your forearm first for more general pressure, and then sink in closer to your elbow. And even though elbows are strong, those muscles are so strong, and you can go in so deep, that at some point it is really nice to have a second hand help. So a palm over your forearm as you sink into some of those deeper places. Start with shorter pauses, and then start to hold some of those pauses a lot longer. You can pretty much go anywhere here, as long as you're not too close to the midline and you're not rolling over any bones. You can also use your head into your hand or your palm into your fist to help sink in and pause. If you want to reach for that outer part of the leg, definitely use palm into your forearm and reach for your elbow along that outer hip and then pull back. You can also roll into the lower back, but just one spot above that pelvis. Don't go too high. As you finish on the buttocks, then we'll roll again on the back of the leg. We'll sweep it all out as well. Easing our way out. Take out the pillow. Cradle the baby. And really important to point your knee back up to the ceiling, your back knee. Soft fist across the body, and let your thigh come out a little bit first, and then come up in between the legs. Bring that first leg down, and come up to open warrior on the other side. Tuck your hand under, cradle that baby, with the leg on the outside of your shoulder. Circle your way in. Make sure that there's no gap between your thigh and their hip. Tuck that blanket under the other hip. Make everything nice and comfortable, and then begin. This is one of those ones where you can really slow it down. There are so many good spots, both on the back of the leg, but especially on that buttocks. So we'll start with some good repetition, those shorter pauses, but as the tissue releases and relax, slow it down. And find other points of tension, typically right next to the ones that you're first finding. doing that outer hip, it's like you scoop it up and pull it back with the help of your supporting hand on the forearm. And from here we're going to roll it out. And when you do rolling on that back of the leg, if you cannot reach all the way to the foot, just reach as far as you can comfortably go. Sweep it all out. And remember, great transition as you come out of this, so you can come all the way back to your open warrior. Two key things. Point your knee up to the ceiling and let your thigh come out a little bit from underneath them, and then come on up. Now here we go, sweeping it out and getting ready for this part of the massage that maybe they've been waiting for the most. Setting up for the back massage. Again, we could always cover the part of the body that we're not working on. So in this case, covering the feet, the legs, and taking the blanket off the area that we're about to massage. We're going to get into a nice big warrior facing the head. So we're going to do both sides of the back at the same time to begin with. Nice straight line, and we're going to rock out the sacrum. So at least one hand over the sacrum, shake out the back, and then for each spot, we're going to circle our way in, either with soft fists or palming. We're going to alternate our pressure, one hand at a time, and then a forward rock and press in with both hands at the same time. And that will be especially true anywhere you notice tension in the back, and almost universally in the lower back. And even in the middle back. Middle back is an area that really doesn't complain much, but can hold a lot of tension. If you need to get a little more pressure, you can come out of your warrior and slowly sink your way back down to the mat. Glide your warrior forward as you go, so that your shoulders stay nicely over your hands. Alternating between soft fists and palming just helps to protect your whole body. Coming onto one side now, either setting up in warrior or kneeling diamond. We're going to start in the low back, rolling out that low back in line with the sacrum, and then just like baking bread, we're going to pull with our fingers around the hip, and we're going to push with our palms the muscles away from the spine. So pull and push, palm over palm, protecting your hands. Your top hand is your power hand, and your bottom hand is your massage tool. As we move higher up the back, make sure your shoulders are really in a nice line with your hands, and we just push away from the spine. We can always start with circles first in any spot where we notice tension, or we want to ease in, and then sink in with that deeper pushing or pressing. You can also do palm hopping anywhere. And typically around the shoulders, you want to do something a little more precise, so we'll do palm over thumb. Place your thumb in a sweet spot, circle your way in with really light and gentle pressure, and then your top hand is that power hand and can sink in with a little more deeper pressure. using those techniques, we can find tons of great places all along the back and take our time and ease into all of those areas. You can shift from palm over palm, palm hopping, palm over thumb. When you're ready to switch sides, for a back that can receive it, you can put your hands right on their lower back and do a warrior dance, a 180, and face the other way. And we'll do the same things. Low, low back, just like baking bread, pulling and pushing, and for the rest of the back, just pushing the muscles away from the spine. You can even stretch your body as you're massaging them. Straighten and stretch your legs, your back, your arm. As we're finishing it all up, we're going to go back to our sacrum and spinal kind of rock, giving it all a really great sweep. And we're setting up for the cobra. So, if you remember, bring the arms down the side of the body first. Take out your blankets now. Stand up. Give your knees a little break. Come down to the feet, and as you come on down, widen the legs so there's plenty of room for you to have your knees in between the legs. You're going to palm your way up the legs, letting them know that you're coming all the way up to those sits bones right at the top of the legs. Come close, get into a squat. Put your feet down first and then your knees on that spot on the sits bones. Take her wrists and ask her to take yours. Come all the way up to kneeling diamond. First round, ask for the breath as they exhale, sit down and do it a lot lighter than what you think their full stretch is. Short pause, come back up, check in, see if they want to go any deeper, and then repeat. If they want to go deeper, lean back a little more, pause maybe for an extra breath, check in again, and then repeat. Always sitting all the way down on your heels. Take pressure off your knees as they come up, and if they can go any deeper than what your full lean back is, then you're going to bend your elbows a little bit, keep them in close to your body. So after 2 or 3 breaths on this last round, coming up, perhaps one more time. 3 or 4 repetitions is usually plenty. And then let the arms come down. You might want to come off here. And then we'll massage the back a little more. This is a great time to also come in a little closer and massage the shoulders. Whenever you want to massage the shoulders, you want to make sure that their arms are relaxed closer by their side, or rather keep their hands from being above the head so that the muscles are not engaged.
enjoy this. Take that great time to keep massaging the back, to ease them out of this, to finish up an amazing back massage. And yes, you could always stand up if you are flexible enough, so that being straight-legged and leaning forward is comfortable and a good stretch for you. You can squeeze the shoulders that way, or you can do it from warrior. And as you finish it all up, we're going to sweep it all out, not just the back, but even the legs and the arms. Can never give enough sweeping.
All right, so how was that? How good did you help your partners to feel? How good do you feel from giving that massage? And where are you going to take it from here? Well, if you've been following along, then you know that I have posted all kinds of videos, and this is all part of a sequence that included some seated massage for the feet, massage for the legs with your partner facing up, and now we've added a piece with your partner facing down to do their feet, the backs of their legs, their bum, and their back. So you start to go through that whole playlist, and then you can see how you've got well over an hour massage now, and it's a professional level. It's an amazing massage, and so I encourage you, please watch those videos, check them out, pick out some moves, or do the whole thing and enjoy. Give your partner, give your loved ones, give your clients some amazing massages. Once again, I am Shai. I am the founder of the Still Light Center, School of Thai Massage. We teach classes everywhere in North America, certainly in the Northeast, in California, in Ontario, in Edmonton, in New Brunswick, just to start to name a few, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, so Connecticut. So please go on stilllightcenter.com/calendar and you will find us. The links are also posted below. Come and study with us in person and check out more videos and just fall in love with massage as one of the very greatest things that you can do both for your partners and for you. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon.